Hey guys, this is the Avenged 44 doing a review for Archer Armstrong number 5. I'm trying a different format this time. Usually I use a webcam, but this time I'm going to try and use a screenshot method using screenshots from digital copies of the comic. Now, I just want to say this is a really good issue. Last issue, number 4, was also really good. I mean, this comic is really stepping its game up. It's becoming a comic I'm really enjoying. It's funny. It's got some good action. It's got some good inside jokes. It's good all time around fun time Avengers. The stories are really wacky and crazy. It's just a good comic. Now, just to let you guys know, most of my reviews will definitely have lots of spoilers in them and lots of artwork in them. So just be warned. You definitely want to read this before you read this review. This one is basically focusing on the Eternal Warrior, Armstrong's brother, basically the greatest warrior ever lived, coming back to avenge the death of the Geomancer, who he thinks Archer killed. So the title of this story is called Fist and Steel, which is what the Geomancers refer to the Eternal Warrior as, or Glad. In this panel we have a really cool shot of which is some great artwork. I'm really loving the artwork here of Eternal Warrior punching his fist through the this metal wall. The writers are definitely trying to push Eternal Warrior as being this really amazing badass, which it works. It goes off well, especially because Armstrong, who's very tough himself, is so scared of his brother. He's terrified for Archer's life because he knows that Archer has no chance against the Eternal Warrior. Which I think is just great that a character as laid back and as old as Armstrong would be so scared of anything, especially his own brother. Here we have a flashback, sequence, panel of back in, I think it's like in ancient China. This is like the Great Wall of China, and one of the Geomancers has been kidnapped, and this is basically to show the Eternal Warrior's relationship with the Geomancers and how he's actually failed his mission a couple times in history. Very nice stuff. You really get a feel for the two brothers' relationship and how it changes over the years. In this panel, in this time period, they're still kind of allies. They don't like each other's methods, but they still work together. And you'll see later in this issue, they're at odds, fighting each other for totally different things. They each believe in a totally different thing. It's almost like Gandhi. It's almost like Gandhi having his brother be like Conan the Barbarian. So they're such polar opposites, which is just makes for a really great storytelling, really. I'm just really loving the attention to detail on the Eternal Warrior here. They seem to have fleshed him out a lot since his 90s days. I love the fact that he's got these different guns everywhere on his body. He's got his usual brass iron knuckles or spiky knuckles and his usual arm guard thing. He's also got a katana on his back, or sword of some form, which I've said in other videos. I always love when characters have swords on them because it adds a level of coolness to them in my book. He's given Armstrong one last chance to give up, but of course Armstrong decides to fight, and they have this really intense fight that lasts through most of the issue. Because this is very much an action issue. It's not a whole lot of storytelling. It's mostly just straight up fighting. Archer's also moping around here, and he's like in La La Land. So, and even though the Eternal Warrior and Armstrong are having this really intense battle this whole issue, he's still finding room to put some humor in it. I love this scene where Armstrong's trying to escape the Eternal Warrior by getting on a rickshaw and having this guy drag his big ass self around. And the Eternal Warrior just steals a bus full of tourists and chases after him. And it's just this hilarious, setup. This is not something you would see in your normal action comic. That's why I like this comic. I love these little moments, these fun moments. And here Archer finally gets to the fight. I love that he's finally getting his crossbow. That was always an iconic part of his character, and I was really sad that he didn't get it for like the first few issues. I was like, where's the crossbow? He needs the crossbow, and I knew they were gonna get to it at some point. It was cool to finally see it. They have a little talk down here. It's basically Archer trying to talk some sense into Glad, but it's not working at all. What I really like is that these two guys, they understand each other in a weird way, but at the same time, Archer himself relates to both Armstrong and Eternal Warrior, but in different ways. you get the feeling that he respects and understands the Eternal Warrior's mission. You know, he understands that they're both warriors, but at the same time, he also shares his viewpoints, you know, especially his moral viewpoints, mostly with Armstrong. And you kind of learn, you kind of see in this issue that Armstrong and Archer have a much better brotherhood kind of relationship than Glad and Arm ever did. So basically, Archer is able to trap the Eternal Warrior in a shipping case, and they throw him under the sea. It's always going to slow him down because you can't stop him that easily. Here we have a picture from the promo from the next issue, which shows the new Geomancer, which I'm guessing is supposed to be like the main Geomancer of this new Valiant universe. I actually like the design. I mean, she's pretty cool looking. You know, she's got a lot of she's got this kind of interesting hippie look, which all the Geomancers have always kind of had that look. But I like the way they've kind of modernized it a little bit, and you can kind of see a little bit, like I think it's on her belt that she has the Geomancer, like the axe thing, like the thing that all Geomancers always carry on them. It's like a symbol of the earth. I'm not sure exactly. I don't remember too much about it. We also get to see a cool of the Eternal Warrior's sword, which looks pretty badass. I'm really interested. I'm really liking this concept, this art, because we've never really, like, if you ever read the old Valiants, you've never really seen a female Geomancer, at least not one that's like, you know, in the modern days. You know, usually you see them like way back in the flashbacks. Also, this is I'm guessing this is supposed to be the female version of the main Geomancer from the 90s comics. I forget his name. The only reason I think this is because they're both blondes and they both look like they're about the same age group.